The gentleman will explain his amendment.
Mr. Chairman, this bill is a red flag law that infringes on the Second Amendment rights of Americans without due process. Under this bill, the Second Amendment can essentially be cast aside with little proof. Further, this bill only goes after the gun and does nothing to help or restrain an otherwise unstable individual. I've yet to see a red flag law that does not infringe on Second Amendment rights. But if the majority insists on pushing forward, we should do what we can to protect innocent people from discrimination simply because the current administration disagrees that people should have certain constitutional rights. My amendment would ensure the First Amendment activities, particularly parents voicing concerns about school board decisions, is not considered a risk factor under this bill. We have already seen the Biden administration attempt to cow parents from speaking out against curriculum pushing critical race theory. I recently joined many of my colleagues on the committee in sending a letter to Attorney General Garland, calling on him to rescind his recent memorandum targeting concerned parents at school board meetings for federal prosecution. At our hearing last week, the Attorney General acknowledged that he issued the memorandum soon after reading about the thinly sourced letter sent by the National School Boards Association to President Biden, in which these concerned parents were compared to domestic terrorists. Parents have an undisputed right to direct the upbringing and education of their children, especially as school boards attempt to install controversial curricula. Local law enforcement and not the FBI are the appropriate authorities to address any local threats of violence. The NSBA later expressed regret about the formally apologized for its letter to President Biden. It's critical that we protect both the First and Second Amendment rights of our constituents. This amendment would make it clear that parents can exercise their First Amendment rights without fear of unjustly having their Second Amendment rights taken away without due process. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment to preserve our foundational rights, and I yield back.
Will the gentleman yield for a question?
First of all, is the point of order insisted upon?
No, I withdraw my point of order.
Point of order is reserved.